Before we get into the movies, kind of just want to break the ice a little bit and just kind of talk about one piece of news that dropped just like I think yesterday or the day before. Aaron Taylor Johnson has officially been cast as Kraven the Hunter in a solo film at Sony. So I want to start with you, Roger, and I want to know, did you hear about this news and what do you think about it?
No, you literally just broke it to me right now. So I did not know that. So that's Quicksilver, right?
Yeah.
So Quicksilver is going to be Kraven.
Yeah.
Seems odd. I mean, like, are they implementing the Spider-Man Spider-Verse stuff into the MCU? Because if that's the case, like, it seems like this new Spider-Man movie is like a multiverse thing, and they're going to be bringing in all the other Sony movies.
Yeah.
So if that's the case, that'd be weird to then have them interact in a future movie and have the same actor. But okay, there's a lot of actors they could have chosen. That's surprising they chose the one from one of the worst Marvel movies of all time. But
right?
Hey, let's go.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people, including myself, was saying that Jason Momoa would actually be, in my eyes, like the most perfect person to be Kraven the Hunter.
Jason Momoa would have been great. Yeah.
And
to me,
go ahead.
I was also say, like, it's very dumb how a lot of people say, oh, but thing is, he's Aquaman in DC. He can't be like in the Marvels. I'm like, his job is a job. If he can be Aquaman, and if they're not shooting for another 2-3 years, he could go shoot a movie as Kraven. There's no problem for that. Like,
I mean, James Gunn is making Guardians of the Galaxy 3 simultaneously with the Suicide Squad right now.
Yeah. So, like, it's possible as long as that it fits in your schedule, it works with the production. It's possible. Like, there's no problem to have one person in one MCU and then one DC. It's very different if they play two characters within the MCU where they're still alive. Then be like, okay, that's questionable. How does that work for continuity? But if it's two different companies, there's no problem for that. So I prefer Jason Momoa. And for the Kraven for the Kraven movie, if it's not Kraven Last Hunt of the comic book, then I don't want it, because that's one of the best comic book issues. And if you're not gonna adapt Last Hunt and you're gonna not know, like, this origin story, we don't need an origin story.
You know Kraven. They're gonna do an origin though.
Like, they need, like, I'd rather have him hunt Spider-Man or hunt Venom. That's where it has been the comics and the most entertaining. That's where it's like the best foe for Spider-Man. Like, when it's Kraven, it could hunt every type of animal in the world except Spider-Man, except Peter Parker. Like, that's entertaining as hell. So, like, Sony, as always, like I talk about, well, Warner Brothers, what the fuck y'all doing?
Who knows, man? Sam, what do you think about this news?
Honestly, it is kind of weird because, like, Sony loves to do individual movies. First it was Venom, and then they're having Morbius, and now doing Kraven the Hunter. Like, is there any kind of connection between all of them or some of them? Or are you going to, like, just...
It's called the Sinister Six.
Isn't the whole rumor that the new Spider-Man movie is Sinister Six? So, like, I don't think that's the case, because they're bringing in Alfred Molina, right? He's coming back as Doc Ock. You've got Jamie Foxx coming back as Electro. You've got rumors of Norman Osborn coming back.
Yes,
from
saw that too.
The Spider-Man universe. So if they're implementing all these characters, like, they would already be doing Sinister Six. We already have Vulture and Scorpion in the MCU. So you don't need any other ones. There's the six right there.
Yeah.
That is odd. Yeah, I don't know if they're doing, like, a darker version. Maybe they're going to say, like, Venom and Morbius and Kraven are all, like, one universe, like a multiverse that we're not even touching on in the other MCU movies, that they're going to canonize, like, the Andrew Garfield ones and the, what's it called? Tobey Maguire ones, but they're just not even going to touch Venom. Maybe that's it.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think it's all, like, a part of the multiverse, but I believe Alfred Molina was talking about the fact that he's only going to be in it for, like, a limited amount of time. So I'm assuming that at some point in No Way Home, that Spider-Man is going to end up, like, either seeing, like, a vision of the multiverse, or something is going to send him throughout the multiverse, and that's kind of where we'll see all of these different villains. But I don't think they actually have, like, big roles within the film itself, but I'm not sure yet.
Oh, that'd be interesting then. Okay. Cool.
Yeah. Ray, what about you?
I mean, so let's be real. With this Sony stuff, we've seen this before. They're going to do their own thing regardless. And I just kind of think that what Roger said, they're building their own little villain verse, which, rest in peace, the Dark Universe, because I guess they're going to replace it with this, right?
Most likely.
And so they're gonna have their own little villain corner. I don't think Spider-Man's gonna intersect with it at all, to be honest, like in true format. And they're smart to do that because then they can have their own bag of money over here, and then their pile of money with Disney can be over here. You know what I'm saying? So like they have no reason to combine it from a financial standpoint. But I don't know. I still haven't seen Venom, so I mean I'm not gonna talk too much shit. But okay, I mean Kraven's cool, but I've only like the coolest I've seen Kraven is when he's interacting with Blade and Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That's it.
So here's the other thing that kind of makes it confusing, right? In the Morbius movie, we know that Vulture is in that movie for sure, right? And Vulture,
wait, like Vulture from the MCU movies.
Yeah, Michael Keaton is in the Morbius movie. Like he was in some footage.
Yep.
So it's like, okay, well, how does that mix in with Tom Holland's Spider-Man if you're telling me that they're also in that same universe? But again, in the Morbius trailer, there's a picture of Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man suit. So it's really confusing. So I'm interested to see how all the multiverse stuff comes into play.
You know
when does Morbius come out, before or after No Way Home?
After. Morbius got pushed to 2022. Because
then I could see a situation in which, where No Way Home, if he is just flashing through multiverse or something, where there's something where Vulture gets stuck in the Morbius one and just literally just stays there. Because when else are you going to do a Vulture thing? Probably never again. Yeah, then he just goes off and gets stuck in that one.
He's like, there's no Spider-Man here? Lit, I'm staying.
Exactly, I'm staying here. Yeah, right.
But no,
he's like, fuck them kids.
I'm curious to think, now that I'm like using my big brain and thinking outside of it, maybe Spider-Verse really did kickstart all this. Maybe that's the one that initially busted stuff.
Yeah.
There's no reason why it can't be canon to everything else.
There's literally no reason why. And I'm like, maybe Kingpin literally did actually introduce the multiverse into the MCU.
Dude. Yeah.
I mean, there's no need to do a new story for Miles Morales. You just
that would be sick though if they bring in Miles Morales, like if they actually bring in the character from Spider-Verse in the MCU.
That's
and
what
he
I
ends
want,
up here
bro.
like, what the heck? What am I doing?
That's kind of what happened in the comic books, where he gets plucked out of one universe and into another, and
that would be awesome. That would be really.
I just want to see
and then we get a
Spider-Man
Spider-Man movie. That would be amazing.
Well, isn't Spider-Man 2099 in the sequel to Spider-Verse that comes out next year?
Yes. Correct. That's my boy Miguel O'Hara. Right? Yep, that's Miguel O'Hara. One of my favorite Spider-Man.
It's obvious why we like him. Oh, okay, yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's obvious.
I mean, we know.
And plus, he's Spanish.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. There's obvious reason why you like him. I understand.
Definitely not because his name is Miguel. Definitely not.
That's exactly why.
Yeah, but there's some great stuff cooking up in the MCU. Like, I hate listening to people, there's superhero fatigue. It's like, you guys need to read more comics, because if you actually think that Thanos was the best that they can do, far from it, bro. There's so much.
Listen, I watched Dark Phoenix, and you know what? I'm going to say it. Superhero fatigue might not be a bad idea.
Not in the MCU, though.
That movie hurt my feelings and my brain.
Fair.
Roger, did you see Dark Phoenix?
I don't think it's going to be an issue with the MCU. No, I never saw Dark Phoenix.
I feel like
me neither. Me neither. I didn't care for it.
I took one for the team. Don't do it.
Because I feel like they're going to reboot. I think X-Men are probably staying away for a while. Yes. I think what's going to happen is they're going to do, for this group of 4, 5, and 6 for the next phases, will probably be Fantastic Four and Avengers focused. And then moving into like 7, 8, 9, those will be the X-Men things, because I think they're still a while out, and I don't think, unless they want to implement like 1 mutant or 2 mutants here or there, or retcon this stuff with Scarlet Witch, otherwise I don't think we're going to be getting much more than that. Oh, I got some extra onion rings. Look at this. Thank you, Reagan.
Hi, Reagan.
This looks good.
Hey, Reagan.
Ray says hi.
So what I'm still hoping for with Scarlet Witch is that something else happens in Multiverse of Madness, and with all of the magic that she's been studying in that book, she accidentally expands like a new hex around the entire planet, and that's what changes everyone and creates mutants.
So right? I don't think it's gonna be an accident, bro.
You think she's doing it on purpose?
I think she's doing it on purpose. Wanda is vengeful now. So I like Wanda shit is never going to be truly good, I believe. So it's like, and she's been done dirty too many times. And she's like, nah, I'm gonna do whatever I want now, So don't blame her. Honestly,
we've
don't
already
blame me.
seen her give powers to people before, with Spectrum and stuff like that. So I think it's going to happen. Yeah,
It's absolutely. I feel like it's going to be that way for real.
I mean, they could do a story where like she's looking for a specific mutant with a certain power.
Well, that's what I'm saying. She has to create a specific power to get to where she wants to go. So she's like, well, if I give everybody powers that had that has potential for them, I'll find what I want real easy. Fishing with a shotgun. Why not?
Yeah, there's a lot of different ways it could go, and I'm really excited for it. Like we still have Secret Invasion coming up, so we're getting into the Kree Skrull War, which is going to be insane. There's still Galactus. There's still so many other things that we can do in the MCU, but we can do an entire episode on that. I want to dive straight into the MCU phase.